Hello, welcome to Living in the Triangle, LITT. This is a channel that will showcase everything Bermuda. We have a beautiful island located in the Atlantic that we want you to know about. And so come along with me and let's get lit. Welcome to the journey of learning and exploring everything Bermuda. This is Ange, your hostess, and this is episode 1. In episode 1, I'm going to give a brief overview of Bermuda. Bermuda is a British overseas territory. It has been held by the Crown for several centuries. As we go into the deeper history, you will hear a bit more about that. The citizens are known as Bermudians, but they're also British overseas territory citizens. It is a self-governing nation, which means that the adult population that has right of abode and they're allowed to vote, they elect their government, usually around every 4 years. The candidate that represents the constituency in which you live, which is one of the 36 constituencies, will be up for election, and each person will be allowed one vote to choose their selected candidate. The candidate will be representing either one or the second or sometimes even a third party. And the person elected with the most votes will become the member of parliament, either for the ruling or governing party or for the opposition, or people can run as independent candidates as well. So the person who, the party that has the highest number of votes and the most elected representative will be sworn in as the government of that day after the election. The head of the government in Bermuda is the Premier, and our current Premier is the Honorable David Burt, JP, MP. As a Crown colony or a British overseas territory, the Queen Elizabeth II, who is the current monarch and has been for, I think this year will be the 70th year since she's been Queen, is represented on the island by a governor. And at this time, I can proudly say Bermuda has its first female governor. Hooray! So, a little bit about Bermuda's economy. Bermuda is known as a viable economic international business center. And so there are many companies, international companies that are domiciled here. Either their main offices or there is an office in Bermuda. Ease of business is facilitated by the fact that Bermuda is on par with the United States dollar. There's also the facilities of excellent internet speed, electricity, water supply, general cleanliness, and it's a very organized environment. So businesses can thrive here. There's also policies and laws that support international businesses, as international businesses do promote increase money flow through Bermuda and provides employment and scholarships for local Bermudians. Bermuda's population is between 60 and 64,000 persons, and the population is about 1/5 black. And most of the blacks came from the Caribbean, either Caribbean parentage or they're directly from the Caribbean. And the Caribbean countries include Barbados, Jamaica, Trinidad, Anguilla, Antigua, St. Lucia, St. Kitts and Nevis, among other nations. The population also includes Portuguese, whites, who either emigrated or were born in Bermuda, with heritage from England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, United States, Canada, and also some countries in Europe. At this time, many countries are represented in Bermuda, as far as Egypt, Asia. There's a growing Filipino population. So we can call ourselves a multicultural community. With that said, we blend and we share different cultures. There's Canada Day, the United States Independence Day celebrated. These are not public holidays, but they're celebrated, and there's participation from the community-wide with that. Jamaica Independence Day. There's Portuguese have their time when they celebrate their culture, and even Brazil, I believe, so we have the blend of cultures, and each culture maintaining their uniqueness and celebrating within the context of the community. I said a little bit about money, that the dollar is pegged to the United States dollar and is of equal value. But Bermuda has its own Bermuda dollars, and those currencies are used in Bermuda, but they're not tendered outside of the island. So if you come to Bermuda, how do you get here and how do you get around? Transportation to Bermuda, as of course we are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, it's usually by air or by cruise ship. There's private ships as well that folks come to Bermuda on. So we have major airlines, Delta, American Airlines, United, JetBlue, Air Canada, British Airways. Those are just a few of the major airlines that provide airlifts to and from Bermuda on a scheduled basis. In Bermuda, you will have access to taxis, either small or larger minibus type taxis. You have tour buses. There also are mopeds and now electric vehicles for rent. By water, you can rent a boat of whatever size you like and that you can afford, or you can use the daily transport system of the ferry, very comfortable ferries that will transport you from one end of the island to the next, or one end of the island into the city of Hamilton. The capital of Bermuda is Hamilton, and Hamilton is the business district and the shopping district. Now, there will be business happening all across the island in every parish, but Hamilton is the hub of the business district, and also shopping. So Front Street is the main sea-facing or ocean-facing street, and it's lined with businesses, banks, restaurants, pubs, etc. It's also the port where all our goods and services arrive on the island, and goods and services are collected. So we have our customs area there and stevedoring services that organize the movement of items that are brought into the island, into the businesses or into individuals. The capital is not very large, but it starts from Front Street through to Reed Street, Church Street, and beyond Church Street, we have Court Street, which is more or less our very urban area, and also has cultural shopping areas, foods, bars, and there is sometimes street festivals that occur in this area as well. Bermuda is promoting local businesses. So in this area, in Court Street area, there is sometimes, like I said, street festivals in which vendors are able to showcase and sell their products on specified days, usually in the warmer weather. Bermuda's weather is beautiful. It's usually very bright. Most times when we arrive on the island and we step off the aircraft in the past, we would step out into the open air. So whether it's raining, sunny, or not, we have our first experience of Bermuda. And one of the things that you would be greeted with is the brilliance. Even on a slightly overcast day, it is just bright. And it's a strong contrast to wherever you were coming from, and having been isolated on the aircraft for more than 2 hours, depending on where you're coming from, you will be hit with this brilliance. And sometimes there would be raindrops and umbrellas needed. However, that is a thing of the past, as the Bermuda's new airport has indoor arrival, so we no longer are hit by the brilliance of the sun. So the weather, we do have our rainy season, and, we relish the rain. I will speak a little bit later about the importance of rainfall and how Bermuda collects its rainwater for drinking and other purposes. So rain is a thing in Bermuda, and we prepare by having umbrellas and raincoats, especially for those who are on the mopeds. They will always have their rain suits, so that if the rain comes down while they're riding, they can pull over and get dressed in their rain gears. However, the weather is also really interesting in that you may have a very stormy morning, and by mid-afternoon, it's bright, sunny beach weather again. So whatever weather you find, be patient with it. You may not even find that it's anything to worry about. The rain may have come in the early morning, and the rest of the day is like summer day. So that's our weather. It can switch up on you. Also about the weather, we do have a cool season. February is usually the coolest month of the year, but it will still be cool all the way up until May. And for us, the lowest temperature recorded was 48 degrees. Most of the time, our cool weather will be in the mid 50s and sometimes 60s. But it feels really cool because there's a lot of humidity around Bermuda. Okay, course, we have the water all around us, huge ocean, small land, so it does get quite humid and it feels quite cold. Locally, we say, oh, it's damp. It feels so damp today because it feels like your clothes are a bit wet. So I encourage you to layer up. The old timers would say, put your undervest on. And if you don't want to do that, at least wear layers. Make sure you have a nice warm jacket. We wear scarves when we need to, and even hats. So it's important to dress appropriately for the weather so that you can enjoy as much of it as possible and you do not get sick. Beaches. Yes, I know many people want to hear about our beaches. Well, the beaches are gorgeous and they're many. So they're pink sanded from the breakdown of coral in the water, and that water washing up the remnants of the fragmented pink corals really give our sand this beautiful pink hue. Some of the beaches that you will want to visit or you can read about is Horseshoe Bay Beach, Elbow Beach, but there are also Church Bay, Jobson's Cove, Long Bay in Somerset, and for those who don't mind swimming off the rocks, the beach is on the north shore of the island. Bermuda is surrounded by reefs, and that you will hear a little bit more about when I do the more detailed history of why there has been so many shipwrecks. It's because of our reefs protecting our land. Okay, so the reefs, though, are a sight to behold, especially when you are landing in Bermuda. They can be very brilliant and different hues of blue. They are absolutely beautiful. As for places to stay in Bermuda, you can always visit with family and friends. Bermudians are very, very friendly. There's a thriving Airbnb business, VRBO, and there are hotels, public and private hotels. Fairmont Hamilton Princess, Fairmont Southampton Princess, Tuckers Point, Elbow Beach Hotel, the Reefs, Cambridge Beaches are just a few that I can think about off the top of my head. But you can find much of this information and much more on many Bermuda websites, Bermuda government website, Bermuda Tourism Board. So look it up, and we would love to see you, and we would welcome you to Bermuda. Thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe, like, share. Please also leave a comment. I will try to keep up with the comments. Thanks again for watching. Talk to you next time. Let's get lit. Thanks for watching Living in the Triangle. All the information is from my personal knowledge, experience, and from my own research. Please do your own research and compare information to your satisfaction. Images from the internet and also from my own photography. Thanks again for watching. Leave your comments. Please subscribe to my channel, like and share the video. Have a good day. Talk to you next time.